What's good, y'all? BlackVisionVill here. It's your girl Katie, aka your sister, from another Mister, here from BlackVisionVill on another episode of BlackVisionVill presents Black Table Talk. With me is my special guest, Miss K2 Cray. Hey, Kay. Thank you
Hey.
for joining me. Before we get started, I just want to go over again what is mental health. It is our emotional, psychological, and social well being. It is how we think, feel, and act. It helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make healthy choices. So before we get started here, I just want to announce that Miss K2 Cray has agreed to be our permanent host here on Black Table Talk. So thank you so much for that. We got to give a cheers for that. Woo, woo.
Thank you for even
Thank
asking me. Welcome.
like, like I said before, I love your vibe. I love your energy. You're beautiful inside and out. So I figured who better
Aw.
than you to help me host this permanently. So if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and where everyone could find you, then we'll get started.
Hello everyone. My name is K2 Correa, as this lovely goddess has stated. I am truly honored to be a part of this movement, this platform. Um, your energy is out of this world, and I am so grateful and honored that you asked me. You know, because that's a big shoe.
Wow.
That's a big shoe. Because basically, this platform is to bring us all together, and we know how hard that is sometimes, to bring us all together. But each topic that we talk about, each discussion that is had, I want it to bring us closer and closer, and I want that divide to start to shrink. And I really, really, really love that you are for your people, by the people, and just trying to get to that truth and that understanding. So thank you so much. Um,
Absolutely.
just wanted to say that I'm gonna put my link tree in the
Okay.
comments.
Perfect.
Y'all can follow all my platforms are linked in there. I love it because you don't have to keep spelling and you don't have to keep saying he. You just click at these and he's out there, you know. So I
All in one place.
that's how
Yes,
y'all
ma'am. Easy peasy. That's how we like it.
yes.
Salute to Dijon Don Juan in the building. Thank you for stopping by with us. So today's episode, we are going to be talking about black hair. Before
Mm.
we do, I'm going to play this video by this lovely gentleman here. His name is, you can find him on YouTube called Broken Traditions, I believe it is. He's basically given his opinion on a statement that Michelle Obama made in saying that America was not ready for her to wear her natural hair. And his opinion of this is that only black women were not ready for Michelle Obama to wear her natural hair. This video is 15 minutes long, but I am going to play it in its entirety. This is not at any way, shape, or form. I'm not doing this to attack Mr. Broken Traditions. Please go and follow him and show your support to this gentleman here. He is just giving his opinion on what was said, and I just wanted to kind of play that video because I feel like it really helps people to have a better understanding of what um, Black women have to deal with when it comes to their hair, and also the way that society can sometimes perceive Black women and their hair. So, with that being said, again, we are going to play this video in its entirety. It is about 15 minutes long, so just please stay tuned and bear with us while we do so. So, let's get
Not
it.
bear with us, learn with us. Learn.
Learn with us. There you go. Thank you. See,
Yes.
this is why I need you here. See? All right, so we're going to get it started. Everybody, please, like Miss Lovely K said, learn with us as we get this thing going. So let's get her done.
I don't think it was U.S. wasn't ready for Michelle Obama to wear her natural hair. In my opinion, I think it was black women wasn't ready for Michelle Obama to wear her natural hair. All right, you guys see the thumbnail. You see what the video's about. Let's get straight into it. Former U.S. First Lady Michelle Obama said U.S. was not ready for her to wear her natural hair while she was a First Lady.
Really?
In this video, I'm going to play a clip from CNN speaking about this. It's a new morning show with Don Lemon and there's two other women on there. Their names slip my mind right now. I don't know their names. I'm sorry, not giving you your props. And they had a guest, Carrie Champion. You may remember Carrie Champion. She used to be on ESPN First Take when it had Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith. Now she's a CNN contributor. So she came on to speak about this issue about Michelle Obama saying U.S. is not ready for their hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the clip of CNN speaking about this. So during the clip, I will give you my thoughts on what they're saying about this. Then after that, I'll give you my final thoughts on this whole thing, because I don't think it was U.S. wasn't ready for Michelle Obama to wear her natural hair. In my opinion, I think it was Black wasn't ready for Michelle Obama to wear her natural hair as First Lady. But let's get into this video from CNN.
First Lady Michelle Obama revealing that she considered wearing her natural hair and braids during her time at the White House, but decided that Americans weren't ready for her natural black hair. Listen to the former First Lady.
As Black women, we deal with it. The whole thing about, do you show up with your natural hair? Braids, y'all. But as First Lady, I did not wear braids. Being the first Black. We gotta ease up on the people. Just like, because I thought about it. I was like, it would be easier. Nope, they're not ready.
And the former First Lady says that she kept her hair straight so her husband's administration could focus on other issues and not her hair. The Obamas were very cognizant of how much attention was paid to how they looked and how they acted because they were Black. They also knew how powerful representation was.
All right. First thing, man. Barack Obama bending down, and he got this young man touching his hair. I don't get it, but let's continue.
And still is. So, like this moment, this was in 2009, when a young Black boy reached up to touch the president's hair. So, Carrie, look, it's a thing.
So, all right, so I guess Don Lemon gave a little more context. So, you got this young man in the Oval Office petting the president of the United States. Okay, let's continue.
For us, like this whole hair thing that I struggled with as a kid. I used to process my hair, but the blowout, if you remember that, I don't do it anymore. This is my hair.
Wait a minute. Don Lemon had a blowout. So Don Lemon had the iced tea before he became Detective Tutiola. I think did Ice-T have a blowout while he was Detective Tutiola? I don't know, but Don Lemon had the iced tea. So Don Lemon had a pimp perm, basically. But never expected that. But let's continue.
But especially for Black women, it's a thing. So getting jobs, perception, and so on. So you've dealt with that, I'm sure, with your career and in your personal life over the years. You relate to what Michelle Obama is saying?
This is why we love Michelle, because very much like what the president said, when that little kid reached out to touch his hair, he could relate to who he was. That is what's happening every single day when I hear Michelle say things that relate to me and the life in which I live. When I decided I wanted to be in TV, Don, I was told, in no uncertain terms, by the news director who hired me, how will you wear your hair?
Shouldn't that be a question? Like, if you're a face on TV, how you gonna wear your hair? Because, in my opinion, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. If a white woman was going on TV, they ask her, "Hey, how you gonna wear your hair? You gonna wear it up? You gonna wear it down? You gonna put extensions in? You gonna put little clip-ins in? How you gonna wear your hair?" I think that should be a question for anybody that's coming on. Like me myself, I do YouTube. I gotta make sure I brush my hair before I do a video. I'm not coming here with the Kevin Durant's. You feel me? Or when I had locks, I had to do certain things with my locks to make sure it looked a certain way when I'm on camera. That's for anybody, in my opinion. So, all right, Carrie. Let's continue.
And I looked at him, and I remember like it was yesterday, and it was in 2000. It was in West Virginia, and I was just like, wow, I'm gonna wear my hair how I wear my hair, which was natural. This obviously is not my hair, but I wore my hair out, which is.
So Carrie Champion is on here now speaking about this, how U.S. wasn't ready for Michelle Obama's hair while Barack Obama was president. And she's on here saying that this is not my hair. So are we even ready for Carrie Champion to show her hair? But let's continue.
You know, if you wash it, it looks like it could be texturized. It's not very familiar. You know how it is. And people call it kinky, or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes America, especially for Black women, has made us feel like our hair is unacceptable. Yeah.
So America, especially for Black women, your hair is unacceptable. Your hair is straighter than anybody that's on that panel right now. And those women that's on the panel, that's their natural hair state. But this is not your natural hair state, but it's straighter than their hair. You see what I'm saying?
We straighten, we perm it, this is a unit. This isn't my hair. I'm not fooling anybody, but this is what has been more acceptable. And sadly, you know, I've given into that in many ways, much like what Michelle Obama said. She was like, the administration isn't ready. Really, it's just so sad. It really is.
I have like fake little clip-ins that I wear every day, and Don sees my fake hair in the makeup room. I
wanted some.
But that is not, hold on, but I don't want to equate. That is not to say it is nowhere near what Black women have gone through with their hair. It is nowhere near. It is not the same. I'm just trying to tell you, I hear you.
I would never ask.
Man, this clip is brutal. This clip is brutal. Shout out to the ally. I hear you. I hear you. Man, this clip is hard. Shout out to CNN. Shout out to Atlanta. But let's continue.
To touch anybody's hair. I just wouldn't. I'm not fascinated to walk up to you, Poppy, touch your, or I wouldn't want to walk up to my colleague that isn't Black and touch their hair.
Right.
And the fact Black women are treated like exhibits, you know, in a museum, for lack of a better word. It really is. I want you to know every time that happens, we're in our mind, here we go again.
And you
want
think
to touch my hair.
that often our kids are being taught the wrong lesson now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, kids are being taught the wrong lesson. Like, this is, I don't know, man. This is a stretch. This is hard, but, whew, child. Yeah, I got a lot to unpack on this one. So make sure you guys stay tuned for what I got to say about this, because this is crazy.
Your kid, we have different texture hair. It's still the same thing. It still grows. It may not be as long. It may not be as blonde naturally. If you notice that someone's hair may not seem like it's their hair, please don't ask, what is that on your head? How do you wear your hair? Is that all your? I mean, everyone wears extensions. For some reason, when Black women wear extensions, it's like everyone stop and take a look at this person who is an exhibit. They have long hair. Why is that?
I think this is my personal opinion on this, and I might just close out this clip. My personal opinion on this: when Black women wear extensions, and I guess to say like it's a big deal or something like that, is because it's not your natural hair texture. So if a white woman wear extensions, it's their natural hair texture. If you wear extensions, it's like, okay. I mean, it is something, right? All right. I'm gonna just say this real talk. Real rap Ron is here. This thing with Black women hair being criticized, it mainly comes from Black women. And I have a few examples, real life use cases examples that I've heard and seen. You know what I'm saying? I know it's going to be the uncomfortable truth. Shout out to Casey, that girl Casey, she always says that. But Black women criticize Black women hair more than anybody else walking on the face of this earth. For example, if you see this picture with Carrie Champion, right? You see Carrie Champion long hair. Her hair is a different level and grade of another type of hair. So Carrie Champion hair is like a high-end hair, right? Then you got synthetic hair. You know what I'm saying? You got human hair, synthetic hair. Most times, and this is me coming from a guy, you would not know the difference between a synthetic wig and a human wig. But women, they can spot that 3 football fields away. Like, look at her hair. That hair is synthetic, it's cheap, it's at a third, yada yada yada, it don't curl right. They give you a whole breakdown on how this woman's hair is. Men, they don't know the difference. They're just like, all right, you got on a wig, all right, you got on a weave, you got a sew-in, whatever. They don't know the difference. You feel me? And I'm gonna give you some examples of how black women criticize black women hair during Barack Obama's presidency. Let's take it back. 2012, Olympics. Who do we have? Gabby Douglas. Literally black girl magic, right? Black girl, 16 years old, world stage, doing things that probably less than 0.1% of the world could do at the level she's doing it at, right? Gold medals, doing it. What was black women talking about? They wasn't talking about her accomplishments. They wasn't talking about how great she was as an athlete. They was talking about her hair. How did she come out with her hair looking like that? Who's her mama? Who's this? Who's that? It wasn't nobody else talking about that. They were talking about Gabby Douglas like she was a dog. Like she wasn't somebody who's representing the United States. Like somebody who wasn't a black girl. You said represents, but you had Gabby Douglas out there. Like, why can't she get her hair done? That's what y'all was concerned about. Her getting her hair done was more concerning to you than her performing as the United States Olympian athlete, winning a medal for this country, which she did. Shout out to Gabby Douglas. And struggled with that. She had, interviews and stuff like that talking about that. I take it back a little further. NFL football. Y'all remember Pam Oliver? Representation. We had Pam Oliver, sideline reporter of the NFL, constantly getting dogged about her hair. Why her hair look like that? Who doing her wigs? This, at the third. I'm like, damn. You got a sister out there working her ass off, working for the NFL, doing the sideline reporter, one of the biggest NFL programs out there week by week doing her job. And what people talked about? Her hair. This is not a white people may feel uncomfortable with your hair. If you feel uncomfortable with your hair, look how much money black women spend on hair. And I'll be real with you. The older I got, being around older people, a lot of older people say the same thing. I'm tired of these wigs. I'm tired of these weaves. I'm tired of these baby hair curls coming all the way down to your eyebrows. I'm tired of it. A lot of black men are saying this, right? A lot of black men like that natural hair. A lot of black men like maybe a woman who has a ruby straightened. A lot of black men starting to like the shorter haircuts. Shoot, some black men like the bald head. Well, women with a bald head, like they're liking that. And I'm gonna take it even a little step even further. If you see an interracial couple, right? This is my observation. I'm not saying it's a fact or not. This is something I observed. If you see an interracial couple, a white man, a black woman, for what 9 times out of 10, you see a black woman, her natural hair, or she doing that weave and stuff like that, is no point. Because that white man don't care. You see what I'm saying? He don't care. And if her hair ain't on point like that weave, the wigs, the weave and stuff like that, she probably got no black friends. So her white friends, they don't care either. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got no black friends if her hair look like that. Because she had her hair look like that, a black friend will pull it to the side like, you need to get your hair together. In interracial relationships, you see black women with their hair natural state. Older black men say that they want to see women with their natural hair. You see what I'm saying? Like, look at Black Panther, Wakanda. All the women look beautiful with their natural hair. Say they didn't. They all look beautiful with their natural hair. Even the Woman King, they all look beautiful with their natural hair. It's time for us to start appreciating how women hair really looks. This Carrie Champion coming on here with the straightest hair out of everybody that's on this panel, saying that the world's not ready for a black woman to have their natural hair, where she don't have her natural hair out. It's a contradiction. It's crazy to me. But let me know how you feel about this in the comments, man. You see why I'm standing out on this.
Alrighty, so we are going to leave that at that. Miss K, I want to hear from you in regards to, I mean, I don't know, just what are your thoughts? I'm not here, let me just say this real quick. I'm not here to criticize broken tradition or his opinion, but I just feel like there were some points in there that was kind of, I don't know. I'll let you go first. Go ahead. Tell me what you're thinking, Miss K. Penny for your thoughts, beautiful.
Well, I hope you got a lot of pennies because I
I
wrote down a
do.
lot of thoughts. Okay.
Let's do
All
it.
right. So first of all, I agree with what you're saying. Um, I'm not here to bash what he said because in a sense we have to always admire and acknowledge and try to understand what a person's perspective and where the perspective is coming from. He stated a lot of his basically projections of what he um learned about, the beauty and true naturalness. You see how in the end he was saying, I guess the guys getting tired of the hair weaves and stuff like that, and they just want you to be you.
Right.
In a nutshell, you embracing who you really are, not inside and out. That starts a whole unlocking of some chains that we have inside. I
That's right.
feel like when he was saying that, the black women are criticizing um, the other black women, it's because it's an internal low key hatred that was taught. It was taught.
I agree.
And people don't like to understand that some things that are taught stays embedded in you and it's past. It passes.
Mhm.
Like just like a bee passes in the flower garden, it hits every flower. So will the mindsets of from the past. Because if some of the older generation could understand, they were wearing their natural hair, and then
Right.
maybe they had a parent or a friend that was like, "Ooh, baby, you should do your hair like this." Why? Because it's more beautiful.
Mhm.
Why is it more beautiful? And
Right.
then that trickles down to them teaching that mindset to another and another and another. So it grows. There was a point where he was saying like the ally said, "I hear you," and she was talking about how she was wearing clips in her
Right.
hair, right? um I'm not one for telling people what to say, because we all have to say however we feel, right? But I feel like what would have been monumental is if she said, "You know what, the stigma out there is only black women fake wear fake hair.
Right.
All races do it.
Right.
Hey, I'm a white woman and I wear fake clips."
Right.
You know what I mean? And he was saying the whole texture thing. Okay. So of course, if you want to wear some fake hair, let's make it look right. Okay. Let's make it look right. Let's make it look right. Let's see that. Because some people out there looking crispy without the cream. Okay. And I'm not judging you. I'm just saying
Right.
this is what they're speaking of when they're talking about the textures.
Right.
Okay. I'm all for people experimenting with everything, every type of look, because hey, we have this life. Make it your freaking model show. Do what you want to do, you know? But make sure it looks good on you. Okay. Okay. You know what I mean? That's
Facts,
that's all I'm
Ellen.
saying.
That's why
And
she's
every
here.
time, and I know for a fact.
Written.
Okay, every time they talk about the whole texture thing, they're talking about the people who are, wearing stuff that it doesn't coincide with their inner beauty.
Right.
Okay. And that's how I'm gonna put that. Okay. But when you do stuff right, you can use synthetic,
Right.
you can use all of that, and it becomes a masterpiece when it's
Right.
done right. I feel like braids are a part of protective hairstyles.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, let your hair rest, and you can wear the braids, the cornrows, protective styles. I feel like that's only right. You got to give your
Right.
crown a rest.
Right.
But the reason why is because, a lot of things, like I said, we're taught. And so when we uplift each other, that's when the whole world will start to
Right.
do so as well. Because, like he said, who doing the shaming? Who doing the shaming?
Right.
It used to be other people doing the shaming. Now we done absorbed that shaming, so now we shaming ourselves.
Yeah.
So now can't nobody say it's anybody else but y'all, because now we done absorb all that energy from the
Right.
past that we spitting it out to the future.
Right.
So now it's like, you know, you can't blame anybody but yourselves at this point,
Right.
and that's how it happens.
Yeah.
With the whole, huh?
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, and please let me know if I'm speaking too much.
No, you're fine. Go for it.
Because it was like you said, it was a lot to unpack,
Hmm.
and for him it was a lot to unpack too.
Right.
And in order for us to have this conversation, we really have to get to the root of the issue so that we can understand why it's a problem now. You feel me?
Right.
Because a lot of people still have that mentality saying that they don't understand, it's just hair,
Right.
it's just hair. I don't get why y'all mad about this. I don't know if y'all know, I had looked up some stuff about, the whole Black Crown Act and everything.
Hmm.
And they were saying in 2019, honey, we is in 2023.
Hmm.
So that was not in the past. Okay,
Right.
this was now. They just became the first state to ban race-based discrimination in 2029, the quote unquote future. You
Because
know what I'm saying?
that's the Crown Act. Correct.
Yes,
That's
for
what it
them
literally says.
to be able to not, they had to they had to have a law to tell people not to discriminate, because people was getting fired, people was losing, deals and everything, not getting hired because their hair is too ethnic.
Right. And
Yeah.
speaking on that, I can relate to that.
Mm,
I'm wearing, this is my natural hair. I wore it for
mhm.
the live just because I wanted to just, I don't know, lead by example. I
Yeah.
100%, I will say that now. I have not embraced my natural hair. I do not
Mhm.
wear my natural hair all the time. If you see me, I have on wig, braids, extensions. I don't like to wear my natural hair for two reasons. One, because I don't like the way that it looks. You
Mm.
know, growing up in a society where we are taught to not like our hair, what do
Mhm.
you expect? You know, and for two, growing up, I was a part of the Just For Me era. I got my hair permed every 6 weeks. So my hair is at my shit's thicker than peanut butter, cold peanut butter already. But just from getting perm so much from the time I
Mhm.
was 4 years old up until I was 15, I literally got my hair permed every 6 weeks.
Dang.
So imagine the damage that has been done to my hair
Mhm.
from getting it permed, chemically burned like that. So I don't wear my hair, but I can relate to what um, Carrie was saying in that video. Salute JC in the chat about how she said that, she had to be mindful of how she wore her hair in her place of employment. I
Right.
can relate to that.
Yeah.
I've had job interviews where I've literally taken out my braids and put on a wig or extensions to make it look
Mhm.
more presentable. That's not
Presentable.
something that I'm doing just by choice. That is something that
Mhm.
I was molded to have that understanding growing up in a society where we are taught that black hair is not where it's at, that you
Mhm.
need to conform to this sort of look, texture, whatever. And, like you said in that video, like, oh, well, black women wearing weaves, it's because that's not your natural hair texture.
Mhm.
Black stems from the darkest of dark to light is light. So it's like, what is the definition of black hair texture?
Exactly. We have so many. It's not just one that should be portrayed.
Right.
And and that's a beautiful statement, that we do come from the beautiful darkness, the
Right.
immaculate darkness
Right.
to the light. And that's what's so beautiful about us.
Right.
We are not just one thing, we are so many things.
Yes.
And when we start to embrace each and every one of them and ourselves, man, that's going to be a beautiful world, man.
Right.
Beautiful world.
So I don't know. I appreciate broken traditions, opinions, and I'm not going to spend this whole live just talking about his videos.
Right, right.
But at the same
It was
time,
a good little appetizer, just a little
yes,
good
yes.
appetizer.
I just really feel like you can only truly speak on things when you are coming from a place of experience,
Mhm.
because it's really hard to, I don't want to say sympathize, empathize with people who you have no idea what they're going through,
Exactly.
and unless you are a black woman living in America that has
Mhm.
grown up your entire life in America in a society telling you how you should wear your hair, how
Mhm.
your hair should look, how can you relate? How can you speak on that? How can
Exactly.
you tell a black woman, hey, you should wear your own hair because I think it looks better. And me and a bunch of other people feel this way. So that's what you should do. I'm 34 years old, going to be 35 this year. So you mean to tell
And you
me
look
that
good.
thank you. So for 34 years, I've been taught by getting my hair permed every 6 weeks from a child up into a teenager, seeing people on TV who are
Mhm.
conforming to whatever society wants them, the music videos. So, all these things that have shown me throughout my 34 years that my hair is not good enough, that my hair needs to look a certain way. Now that we are here, I'm supposed to just completely disregard all that and start wearing my natural hair because that's what I'm being told.
Exactly. It's like, hey, it's my chance to tell you.
Salute,
It's
clap,
just this
boy. You feel me?
craziness.
It is.
We've always been told what's good for us. Hell, we don't even know what's good for us
Right.
because we had to be gone with what was told. You know, what was told to us in the beginning was that our hair is beautiful, it rises with the sun. The coils, the natural moisture of it all, the beautiful textures. We were told that was beautiful, that this is you. This
Mhm.
is what your crown makes you who you are, your royalty. It's the energy, the all of that. And then for you to be then told, nah, I don't like that. Cut it. I don't
Right.
like that. You need to braid that up. I don't like that. Shave it off. Wear a wig. You know? So
Right.
it's like it's just confusion. It's confusion
It
sometimes.
is. It is. It's like growing up your whole life being told that the sky is blue, and then once you become an adult, you're like being told, "Oh no, you didn't hear the sky is purple now." What
Yeah.
are you saying? The sky is purple, and you're like, "What I
Yeah.
missed? When did this happen?"
Right.
And now I'm looking up at this blue sky, and I'm supposed to imagine that it's purple now because that's what I'm being told.
Exactly.
So it's just like, that to me seems like a contradiction.
That
When
it's a lot of mental health in that, baby.
right,
A lot of mental health.
it
I was
is
reading about this because if we gonna come do this, we gonna bring some facts and whatnot. You feel me?
right,
Because that's what we about. Because a lot of people say they want the receipts because they feel like it's not a conversation unless it has receipts.
right.
Okay, so Garrett Morgan was the first the person to create the first hair relaxer. Okay,
Mm,
so it's a black man. Okay. And based off of the beauty standards, okay, straight, loosely curled hair was deemed beautiful. Okay. So in selling the relaxer, he used words like beautiful, become successful with straightened hair, from slave to society leader.
right.
And when you straighten your hair, you uplift you uplift your race.
Mm,
Do you hear? That's what they was reading back
right.
in 1909. Okay. Back in 1909, they were saying if you want to be beautiful, if you want to be successful, if you want to go from slave to society leader, baby, you better relax your hair.
Right.
This was the advertisement. And
Hmm.
so you don't see how that's being burnt in your scalp, literally.
Literally. Literally.
You know see?
Right.
So and then we had Madam CJ Walker, you know? And
Hmm.
so we're having black people continue the cycle of black people not liking being a black person.
Right.
You feel me? So when you have your own telling you that this is the standard, and if you don't meet the standard, then you ain't part of society that make you feel unsure of yourself.
Hmm.
So just like what you were saying, oh, you never liked wearing your natural hair because it wasn't deemed beautiful.
Right.
But now you know the beauty in you, so you letting that shine.
Right.
But for some people, they don't ever get that moment where they find beauty in themselves.
Right.
So then that's why, we get all of this kind of stuff. And you said, what's wrong with straightened hair? Ain't nothing wrong
That's
with straightened hair.
right.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Nothing at
straightened
all.
hair.
I
But
saw
it's
your
hard.
comment too, Flatboy Plays. You said let you play the other side. So go and play the other side. Is that what you were saying? That asking what's wrong with straightened hair? I don't think there's anything wrong with
Nothing.
straightened hair at all.
But
Cause
seeing yourself in the mirror
right,
and not loving all of you, that's what's wrong. If your hair is naturally straightened, then baby, you love on you some more.
right,
Okay? You sexy thing. But if your hair is coiled up, looks leans to the side, have one S curl and all of them look like this or whatever the case may be. If your hair is coarse and beautifully coiled and you don't see the beauty in you, that's what's wrong.
right,
Okay? That's what we're talking about.
right,
It's when you hide yourself to become something else that's perceived as more alluring,
right.
more acceptable. That's when the issue occurs. You feel
That,
me?
that's fact.
Kids having to pick between their locks and their braids and being on a sports team.
Right,
Adults not being feared of not getting a job because they have these nice little cornrows or whatever. So they got to take them down or wear a wig.
right.
That's
And that happens every day. That happens all the time. This is bigger than Carrie on CNN talking about how the producer asked her how she was going to wear her hair. Nobody else gets that like black women
right.
do. You're not going to hear that about, oh, this white woman, how are you going to wear your hair? I've had
It's
many,
what style you want to wear.
right,
Yeah.
right. I've had many different wigs. I have one that's all blonde. And when I wear that, that's how I feel like I'm treated, to the point where I'm like, I'm not wearing this shit no more. But
Right.
literally, people will come up to me like I'm a fucking exhibit. And it's not black women, it is other races coming
Yeah.
up to me like, oh my gosh, that looks so great. That can't be your hair.
Right.
Oh, that's, did you do that yourself? That looks
Right.
awesome. That's so cool. That little project you got going on the top of
The
your head.
project, yes.
And it's like no other race has to deal with that but black women.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can be a black woman whose hair is past your ass and you will
Yeah.
still get asked, is that your real hair?
Yeah. But I don't see people going to, you know,
Right,
saying, "Hey, is that all your hair?
right.
Is that you? You've been growing that thing up there? Yeah. Can I touch it? Can I touch it?" Like, no, don't nobody get that.
Right. Okay, Platt, we'll make that happen.
You said, especially
Me and Calvin need to be on another show, men versus women debate for fun. That's gonna get messy. You gotta use your boxing gloves. I'm just kidding.
You see, JC was saying the
Yeah.
older they got, they were more able to appreciate the natural hair. And it's like, because we got to get back to that, because
Right,
all these videos, all these commercials of what beauty is, it's,
right.
they got you thinking that you aren't good enough being you. And that's what a lost thing is. And then they were talking about Tia Mowry. I don't know if you heard, she had like a ad, and it
Mhm.
was like, back when this is how she sounded. She was like, back when I was a kid and I didn't see representation for me. So I want to be that representation for you. And it was like, I get it, girl. You better serve. You better sell your hair product to make you a. But the thing of the matter is, you showcased yourself in a leotard,
Right,
doing different poses, running your finger through your hair. Some people cannot do that. Hell, some people
Right.
don't like leotards.
I
Okay.
cannot do
So
that.
it's like, come on, G. If you here to be representation to you, I need you to represent everybody. Have
Right.
all the hair types.
Right. Because
Show me
that's the
all the
narrative.
hair types.
That there's only one hair type, there's only one
Exactly.
texture, and it's like just like Shaw was saying. She said, "I've heard that. I have had certain heifers try to stick their hand in my fro." Calvin Johnson
Yes.
said in the comments as well. He talked about that. How
Woo! But
our
sometimes you
daughter.
freeze up too. Have you ever had somebody say, "Let me touch your hair"? Don't
What
you
black
don't you
woman
feel
has
weird?
not had to experience that?
No,
I'm
some
just
people
like, come
haven't.
on now.
Some people haven't. I don't know.
I have.
It's so awkward to me. It's
It
like, why
is.
you want to touch my hair?
Just like Carrie said, it's like we're treated like we're an exhibit in the fucking museum. Like,
Yeah.
do you see that sign that says "Don't touch"? Why you keep reaching out to touch? Like,
Right.
please quit
Trying to be
touching my
sneaky
hair.
with it too. You like,
You
come on
know,
now.
yeah.
And you know that
Calvin
stigma,
Johnson.
how they said, don't let people touch your hair because that's energy transfer.
Right.
So you don't let everybody touch your hair. The
That
hair is
part.
very powerful if you didn't know that.
That part. And
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson, he said in the chat that our daughter, she's 9 years old. She likes to wear little poofs in her hair.
Yes.
And she went to school and she came home and told us that the teacher was telling the children, "Hey, pom pom Zariah, like grab her little pom poms." And she was like,
Oh, you better keep your filthy
"Mom,
hands
I
off my
don't
baby.
like that." And I'm like, "You
No.
don't tell them that," but it's just like, it's such a violation of your personal space. When you have somebody coming up on you, trying to touch your hair, like Broken Tradition said in that video, trying to pet you,
Yeah.
it's insanity. And it's really unfortunate that we live in a society where this is even a thing, but it is, and it affects us the most.
Yeah.
And when he said about Gabby in the Olympics, don't knock me for this, but I didn't watch Gabby like that. And when I did watch her, I was not looking at her like, "Oh, look at her hair."
Right. I was like, dang, she flipping and dipping.
Who's doing her hair? I wasn't.
No, I was
So
like,
what black
let me
woman
try
is
that and I'm gonna break my leg.
right? Even the sportscaster, I don't know who that girl is.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm like, I've never seen her, and if I ever did, I wasn't looking at her like, "Oh, who does her hair?"
Right.
So it's like, again, when I'm getting heat for wearing my natural hair, not wearing my natural hair, for me personally, it is not coming from other black women, because the black women around me can relate.
Yeah.
Maybe, okay, I will say this. If I'm walking around out in public and my track is showing, best believe one of my people is going to be like, "Girl, come here.
Yeah.
Let me cover your track because it's sticking out." But that's as far as that goes.
Yeah.
But I want that. Don't let me just be walking around with my fucking track card showing.
Okay. Shoot, and that's one thing. Hey, we all gotta look out for ourselves, okay? Cause hey, some people will hell, oh my gosh, and make a big scene about it. But hey, come here real quick. We gotta have each other back. What you saying? Yeah, of course. People who don't wash their hands. Yeah, of course. Shower. Yes. The nasty digits.
Right. Coming out the bathroom like,
got your fecal matter on my follicles.
But
follicles.
Again, that's no other race has to deal with that but black women. Like, I know black men too, but when it comes to like what we are speaking on, it's like, again, I just feel like that's for anybody. If you cannot relate personally, what's the point of speaking on it? Because again, you're just feeding into that narrative. It's like, you cannot tell me how to feel about my hair. I'm sorry, you can't. You cannot tell me, "Oh, your hair looks beautiful, you should wear it like that," all because it's what I think. It's how I feel. If I look in the mirror and I'm like, I don't like the way that my natural hair looks, so I'm gonna put a wig on. You telling me that you love black women with natural hair and you embrace that and you feel like that, that's not gonna make a fucking difference to me. I don't care what you're saying. It's what I see when I look in the mirror, and what I see because of how I was taught by society that my hair is not where it's at.
Right. So we got to change what we see in order for us to accept what you say.
Right.
And that's the thing.
Right. And
And
it's a process, and you
yeah,
work towards that,
you have to.
by doing things like embracing your natural hair. I don't wear my natural hair often, but I'm wearing it today,
Yeah.
just to make a point, like, because I get that a lot too. Like, oh, you wear wigs, you wear weaves, you bald head. You must not have no hair under there. I
Right.
bet if I snatch that wig off, you're going to be bald. Like, I'm not. I just don't like to wear my natural hair, you
Yeah.
know?
But we gonna start more, right?
Right. We gonna start. I'm gonna have to lock it up like how you got your hair. Like,
Hey, come on to the lock side. Come on to the lock side, baby. Shoot.
yes, yes.
I
But
encourage anybody.
yes, so I feel like, I don't know. It's just like, it's a lot of that. And then, there were some comments about how interracial couples, those women who are with other races, especially white people, that they wear their natural hair. And I'm like, I've seen interracial couples where the woman is black and the man is white, and she was wearing weave, and
Yes.
it looked pristine. So
I
I'm
see it
like,
more. I see more so with wigs and weaves.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But hey, that's another perspective. You know what I'm
right,
saying? It's another perspective. That's why when people have conversations in the long run, I really want people to understand the whole point of conversation is for us to communicate our perspectives on life. We all may be living in the same world, but we all have different perspectives on each and everything,
right.
because you can't see life how
There you go.
I
You got it.
see. Okay. You can't see life how I see it, and I can't see life how you see it. But
Right,
we can collectively speak and communicate and understand a little bit more about each
right,
other. And I feel like that's the whole growth and point of life, to understand different perspectives, not disrespect, even if we disagree, you
right,
know? Because I can't tell you, oh, well, that was stupid for you to not love your hair
right,
because that puff ball is immaculate. You know what I
right,
mean? Like, come on now. I
right,
can't do that. And
right,
and initially it comes to us. How we perceive ourselves will shine through us and then shine through the world. So
right,
just like you said, how I'm a love it when I don't see it. And this
right,
is what I was taught. So that's one of the many questions and answers that we have to start showcasing in ourselves, in our internal and external journey through life. In order for us to get back to where we was loving each other and loving ourselves, we got to start breaking down what was learned for us to stop that, you
right.
know? So
That's
that's
facts.
what's
And I feel like we also have to, you know, speak to come to some sort of understanding.
hmm
I feel like when it comes to the internet and these channels and people on their platforms, it's always, the majority, it's like, this is how I feel. Listen to what I have to say, just let me talk, and you just agree with me. And if you don't, then you get blocked, you get dragged in the comments, whatever the case may be. I feel like there's not enough of us really putting things out there to get an understanding, and that's why, here at BlackVisionVill, that's the point. These are the reasons that we have these conversations. So at the end of the day, we can come to an understanding. That is your opinion. I value that. I appreciate you putting your opinion out there. At the end of the day, this is where you can start to have an understanding for why people like Carrie are going on CNN talking
hmm
about their hair, and they're sitting there with weave in their hair.
right.
Why people like Michelle Obama are saying that they didn't feel comfortable, that
Yeah.
America was not ready for her natural hair,
Right.
and just, you know, getting to have that understanding of why that is, instead of being so quick to judge and quick to say, this is what you need to do. If you
Yeah.
do this, it'll be better. You need, because again, you can tell me whatever you want, unless I feel that way, you're not fucking helping me. So instead of
Exactly.
telling me, why not encourage me? Why not
Exactly.
show me why I should be wearing my natural hair?
Exactly.
I've been shown my whole life why I should not. So, what
Hmm.
are you saying? What are you showing on your platforms that you have to
Hmm.
tell
Hmm.
me and other people who can relate to me, like
Hmm.
other Black women who feel the same way that I do, that you do? You know, why should I be wearing my natural hair?
Right.
You
And
know,
then I feel like you a woman in power.
right,
You hey, why do you care?
right,
Cuz true power comes from confidence.
right,
Like, "Oh, I'm wearing braids today. They
right,
nicely done. I
right,
don't care if I had a messy bed head. I'm over here
right,
trying to run the country. I'm
right,
tired." So it's like
right. And
hey,
why does me choosing to wear my natural hair or not
exactly.
dictate whether or not I deserve to have a partner of
Exactly.
my own race? Why
Exactly.
do, oh well, I'm a Black man that likes women with their natural hair. You don't wear your natural hair. The connection was great. The only thing wrong was that you
Yeah.
don't wear your natural hair. So
Empower me.
right,
Empower me.
instead of trying to figure out why or how you can
Yeah.
support me to get to that point, it's just the automatic, oh well, you don't wear your natural hair, it's a no for me.
Yeah. You got to understand. It's like it's like a tree. In order for the tree to grow,
You
you
gotta
got to
water it.
water it.
That's
So
fact.
how you want someone to grow about something that no one wants to water?
Right. It's just like when it comes to us telling our Black men, you are loved. We
Yep.
do love you. We
Yep.
are here for you. We are here to protect you and keep you and encourage you and build you up. It's the same thing. Well, society is telling me that you're not. Society
Yep.
is telling me I'm the most hated man in America.
Right.
Society is telling me that my Black women do not love me. So do things. Show me the love.
Yes. Yes. Show the love, honey. Be the change that you want to see in the world, honey. I know that sounds so simple, but it is so hard to do because we so in society
Right,
that we forget ourselves
right,
and we need to stop. We got to stop because it's going to keep continuing if we don't cut the cord.
right,
And I feel like now that we are having these conversations, the cord is getting cut, and little by little, chunk by chunk, those conversations will bring together that gap that we have.
yeah.
And I really yearn and manifest that day that we can get back to one accord because I feel like we can do it. We can do it. We will
We
do it.
can do it and we will do it.
We
I agree.
will, and we will get back to loving ourselves like it was yesterday, and it's
Right,
gonna feel so good because when you so into you, not in a conceited way, but in a confident way,
right.
it's like it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Everybody and their mama could talk lowly about you, and you'd be like, "Huh, okay, thank you. Come
Right,
another day, because today I'm not with that."
right,
You I love myself. I know who I am. Shoot,
right.
I don't care
And
what you got to say, baby.
that's facts. And we need
When we
that.
get to that point, oh my God, chef's kiss,
Right.
immaculate.
Yes. And we need that. And I feel like being able to get there not only takes your own way of thinking,
Yeah,
but also the people around you. I
yeah,
can't sit here and come to this conclusion that my natural hair is beautiful and that this is what I should wear my hair like all the time.
yeah,
I can't do that on my own. It's
yeah,
not it's not happening. It's not logical. You have to have people around you that are going to encourage that way of thinking, So
exactly.
again, I'm you telling me that you love my natural hair and that I should wear my natural hair because it's my natural hair, but then here these women who are being put on a pedestal on social media for wearing the different color wigs, for having the weaves, for looking a certain way.
Yeah,
So it's like again, it's a contradiction,
right.
you know.
Stop coming for each other.
Right,
Stop coming for each other in public spaces. If you ever met that person, pull them to the side, be like, "Hey, Shorty, you remember in 1946, you had this slick hefty. You shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry, baby." Keep it to a minimum, the
right,
broadcasting of the wrongness
right,
in someone and look at the amazingness in
right,
them. They
right,
should have been encouraged, like, look at that black girl flipping and dipping. I'm so proud of her.
right.
I wish I could flip like that. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm finna go in the backyard and I'm gonna start stretching so I could flip and dip like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's what should have been said.
Right.
Period. So I agree with a lot of things that the brother said because this is the perspective that's being pushed.
Right.
You know, although there were a lot of black women encouraging and uplifting sister or anyone else who is of color with their natural hair or hair period,
Right.
instead of focusing on what was wrong, we had a lot of people who focused on what was right. But
Right.
like we say, it's the wrong that always get broadcasted in
Yep.
4K, you
Yep.
know, because that is the narrative that wants to be spun over and over so that we don't have a reason to change because, oh, that's what it is, that's what it was, that's what we say.
Right.
That's for the culture. Well,
Yes.
I don't want that type of culture. I want the type
Right.
of culture that uplifts each other,
Right.
takes accountability for each other, and does what we need to do in order to bring us together.
That's
You know,
facts.
it's correct.
And
Exactly. The loudest.
Don, the Don D. John Don Juan. Okay, there
Yes.
we go. That's right.
The John
Self
Don
love
Juan, Don Don.
is the best love in my
Yeah.
Ari Lennox voice.
Yes.
That is facts. And it again, like I said, we have to encourage each other. We have to be the ones to encourage that self
Yes.
love. The
Yeah.
same way that we shouting, we love our black men.
Yeah.
We need that same energy back.
Hey, we need to do a reel that say I love my natural hair and have a whole bunch
Right.
of brothers, sisters on that.
Right,
That's
because
we need to
it's
work
both
on that.
sides. It's both sides. Just like
Both sides.
dude was saying in the CNN video, he was talking about the effects of him wearing his natural hair in public, what that did to him, and how he wanted to perm his hair,
Yeah.
to look a certain way. So
Right.
again, it's like we need, we gotta change the narrative. We have to because it's there. It's just not out there as much as the hate, as much as the attacks, the bashing. And that's what we need to stop. We got to be here for each other. We got to show that support. We got to get on our platforms and use our platforms to
Yes.
uplift each other and, support each other. Don't just tell me why I should do this. Show me
Yes.
why I should do this. Because again, I've been shown my entire life why I shouldn't. So show me different.
Exactly.
Because I'm listening. I'm ready to be a part of the change too.
Yeah.
Show me, encourage me, uplift me,
Yeah.
and I'll do the same.
Because I definitely wasn't taught to love my hair. I definitely
Not
wasn't
at all.
taught. My mother, she is biracial, so she always be, look, I can put my finger through my hair and
Right.
it's so curly and it grow back like this. And I'm like, my hair don't do that,
We
you
all
know. And she damaged my hair with perms and stuff at a young age because she didn't know what to do with it.
right.
You know what I mean?
That,
So it
that was
was
the
like a
thing.
lot of, my mom calling my hair kinky, a mess, and all that kind of stuff.
Nappy.
Nappy,
A lot.
which is never any terminology that should be
Right.
used to any black woman. Because
Right.
your hair is manageable. You just have to find out what to manage it with. And it doesn't have to be a relaxer. Okay. It's just it's hard. I know it's hard,
It
but I'm
is.
manifesting more health care for our hair, our crowns, you know what I mean? So that we don't have to put that creamy crack in there, you
Right.
know? And I had shaved my hair so many times, and now I'm locked up, and it's like, oh, she hate that. Ooh, every time she said, "Why your hair look like this? I don't like that you do that."
It's beautiful. I love
I
it.
don't care. I love it. I can't wait
Right.
till they long and
Right. Yes, I
beautiful.
love it. I'm just not brave enough to do it, but I love to see it. It is.
Hey, it took me a
beautiful.
long time. It took me a long time to
Yeah.
get to this point because I struggled with my hair
Right.
because I always tried to make it look presentable for all, but I was never happy with it. I just
Right.
wanted to shave it all off and put the wigs and the weaves and stuff like that because it was easier.
Yeah.
But now I'm a battle with it. It's not even a battle. I'm a grow with it. I'm a
Embrace.
grow with my hair. And that's what we have to do. Grow with our hair.
Yeah. That's fact.
Learn the do's, learn the don'ts.
Right.
Get in tune with yourself. When you in tune with yourself, every piece of you is something that you bring to this universe. And the
Facts.
closer that you get to yourself, the closer you get into existence and the eternal love. You know what I mean? That's what we really got to learn.
Yeah, and that's what the goal is. We ascending. We trying to elevate. Like
Yes.
C. John Don Juan would say, we trying to
Yes.
elevate. We trying to get up here. So,
Yes.
and Kay Banks, he said, yes, also the Black community has to do better in supporting one another,
Yep.
natural beauty and all, instead of judging and making everything competition. Other folks already judge us enough. And that
That
is
crabs in the barrel. That crab
fact,
in the barrel, man.
facts.
Mm-mm.
So stop playing. Hit that like button, y'all, like Platboy Play said. That's right, Dijon. But yes, we gonna get out of here again. But before we go, thank you all for your time and your support. Kay, thank you for agreeing to be our permanent host. I'm so
Yeah.
happy to continue on this journey of being the change we wish to see within our community.
Yes.
All for stopping by and tuning in with us and being a part of the conversation. And we are going to get out of here. Bye, y'all.
So please leave a comment below and also subscribe. Subscribe. Or get a thumbs up. And if you get a thumbs down, you're being very bad, okay?
Give a thumbs
Don't
up.
give a thumbs down. Always get a thumbs up.
For Naya
For Naya
Girl.
Girl.
Peace.
Okay, guys.
That beautiful
Bye.
hair.
Bye.